open his mouth in multiple ways, but one of them is singing. And then Big Mark here, his primary skill when he came on the team was playing the cello, which he just played. But little did we know that he also played the guitar and the bass, and now he's picked up the mandolin. I've been playing the mandolin for almost 20 years, and he's better in 2 weeks than I've been in 20 years, and that really irritates me. But the reason why these guys get so good is because that principal skill gets them on the team, but that's all it does. If you want to eat, you have to play something else. So these guys are very eager to play as many instruments as possible. Then on the end is Ethan. Ethan majored in piano in college. That was his degree, and did not play the accordion before he came on the team. And of course, he was motivated to eat too, and so he played the accordion. I'm playing a variety of instruments because I really like to eat. And this is the hammered dulcimer. Perhaps you've heard of that. And then I'm playing a couple of Irish bouzouki's. That's what this is, a sort of guitar mandolin mix. And then we have a mandolin down here on the floor that we'll be using in a song. And then we have Jessica, who's playing all the wind instruments, and that includes the flute and all the Irish penny whistles. How many of you have ever heard of a penny whistle? Okay? I have no idea why they call them penny whistles. They should call them at least $200 whistles. But Jessica does a wonderful job on it, and as you'll notice in the back, she has a whole stand full of her whistles. And it's a little stand that has these sticks coming up. It looks like it's either used for two things, either holding penny whistles or impaling squirrels, however you want to do that. But we have so many of those whistles, I have no idea how many she has, and that's why we have to have a utility trailer to haul all of Jessica's penny whistles everywhere we go. And then probably the centerpiece of what we do is Allison here, who plays the violin or the fiddle. Depends on how you look at it. How many of you think it's a violin? How many of you think it's a fiddle? Okay, we got more fiddle players here than violin. Well, what's the difference between a violin and a fiddle? There's a big difference. First of all, a violin has strings. But the fiddle, the old boy from Southern Virginia says, has strings. That's the difference. Because a fiddle is a violin with a Southern accent. And when how many of you were here Wednesday night and you heard her play the fiddle style really fast? Well, when she plays it real fast, the wood from the violin rubs her neck, and that's why we call it redneck music. So she does a very good job with that. Now, what makes Irish music Irish? Can you do this for me? Okay, Alice, I figured you could. In Irish music, it has a certain sound to it. It's usually an imitation of a bagpipe. So it has sort of a drone sound like this. How many of you feel like you're in Ireland? Okay. So most of our songs are not Irish songs. They're just songs that we make them sound like Irish, like, Starbucks with Irish cream in it. And so when all else fails and we don't know what to do, we just... Now we got Irish music. So, well, what we're going to play right now are definitely traditional Irish tunes. We call it the Irish Trilogy, which is the Irish Washerwoman, the Blarney Pilgrim, and John Ryan's